If you want a foolproof way to learn all 7 major scale modes, then keep watching. I'm Dan from onlinebasscourses.com, and if you want more weekly bass guitar lessons, then subscribe clicking the button below. So to memorize all 7 major scale modes, I'm going to assume that you know 2 scales already, and if you don't, I'll show you them right now, so don't worry. The first is the major scale. Let's do this in the key of C. So second finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, that's C, and we're just going to go. Just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's the major scale. The finger pattern I'm doing, I'm putting my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret, 1st finger on the 2nd fret, lining up 1 finger per fret, and I'm going with the fingers now. I'm going 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. The other scale to know is your natural minor scale. You can do this on the 5th fret of the E string, sorry, which is the note A. And again, with those finger patterns, so 1st finger on the 5th fret, line the others up 1 finger per fret, and this time the pattern is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. Now those are 2 scales that most beginner players learn kind of quite early on, and modes come later, but as you're going to see, those 2 scales already are 2 of your modes, and the remaining 5 are exactly the same as one or other of these scales. I'll show you. Let's dive straight in. So the first mode in the major scale is the Ionian mode. That is the major scale, so it's C Ionian. Then you move up to D and you play D Dorian. Now the Dorian mode is exactly the same as that natural minor scale, with the exception of the 6th note, which is up 1 semitone. So instead of this, it's this. So if you know your natural minor scale, you have a very quick shortcut to get to the Dorian, provided you remember it's that 6th note. And it really is that 6th note that is responsible for that sounding Dorian, okay? So you'll learn that major 6th. You can do this in any pattern. It helps to know any scale in more than one pattern, but we'll stick to one pattern for this lesson. The 3rd mode starts on E, so C, D, E. We're going on the 7th fret of the A string, sorry, which is the note E. And this mode is exactly the same again as the natural minor scale. This time we change the 2nd note. We make the 2nd note go down a fret. So instead of this, we get all the notes the same apart from that 2nd note, and that 2nd note's responsible for making it sound really different. Then we have the 4th mode, which starts on F, C, D, E, F. So I'm on the 8th fret of the A string, and this mode is exactly the same as the major scale, the first mode we did, except the 4th note is up a fret. The 5th mode is also exactly the same as the major scale, except this time the 7th note goes down a fret. And it really is interesting how one note can change the sound so dramatically, but that's the power of modes, and that's why you should know them. The 6th mode is your natural minor scale, so we're on the 12th fret. In fact, let's go to the 5th fret. That's why I did it in the 5th fret earlier, because of the E string, because A natural minor, or A Aeolian as it's called, is the mode that you get from being in the key of C. That's just your 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3. Then we get our 7th and final mode, which we'll do on the 7th fret of the E string, that's B. And this has 2 notes that differs from the natural minor scale. The 2nd and the 5th notes are both down a fret. So instead of this, you get this. And I just find that, I mean, now I've been doing this for so long that I don't think of it that way at all. But if modes are confusing you and you just need a quick way to figure them out, you would just familiarize yourself in this way with them, and just remember that, oh, the second mode, that's the one that's exactly the same as the natural minor scale except the sixth note. So this is really dependent on the fact that you know the major scale and you know your natural minor scale. If you're new to those, then you'll have to learn those before then learning the modes. But if you already know those scales, then this is a really, really quick way to learn those modes. And actually there are other modes from the harmonic minor scale and the melodic minor scale. And once you know these modes, you can do something similar. That mode's exactly the same as this, but that note changes. It's just a really cool little learning technique to memorize modes. So I hope you got something from that lesson. If you did, please consider subscribing, sharing the video, all that kind of stuff really helps. I'm going to put a link to a PDF where you can download all those shapes and how they differ. And I think that really helps to just get your brain in tune to these modes. See you on the next video.